Creating a celebrity wax figure takes hundreds upon hundreds of hours of precision and detail, and if done right, you've got yourself a monumental piece of art, but if done wrong, you're left with the notice of unemployment and years of perpetual humiliation straight from the mouth of said celebrity. So get ready to cringe as we break down some of the worst celebrity wax figures and their reactions right here on Listed. If you think you've seen the worst of them, well, I'm here to prove you so very wrong. Look, I'm not at all discrediting the wax museum artists because 9 times out of 10, I can't even tell who's real and who's wax, but every so often, one botched body slips through the cracks. Then again, there's no such thing as bad press, right, Madame Tussauds? Anyway, I'm gonna start off strong here because Ariana Grande's wax figure was so far off that she even was freaked out by it and even asked to have a word with Madame Tussauds. After the museum's London location took to Twitter to ask fans to vote on which Ariana style they most wanted to see in the museum, the statue was unveiled and there are just no words. They tweeted, "You chose classic Ari. Now we have her style nailed. You can see Ariana Grande at Madame Tussauds London for 5 weeks from Friday." I'm sorry, but nailing her style isn't quite what I'd say for this wax figure. I mean, the hairline, the eyeliner, the nose, it's all just not it. Fans alone were repulsed as many took to Twitter to write comments like, "Nothing against the work, but that's really bad." And it's good work. Stylist has done an excellent job. It's not Ariana Grande though. The artwork went so viral that even Ariana chimed in via Madame Tussauds' Instagram page with a simple, "I just want to talk." Boy, would we have loved to be a fly on the wall for that conversation. Well, one celeb who actually didn't mind how their wax figure turned out, despite what fans may have thought, was Nicki Minaj. In early 2020, Nicki's Anaconda wax figure debuted in Berlin, but she kind of gave it the stamp of approval about 4 years ago. So basically, the new Nicki wax figure isn't new at all. It's the exact same statue unveiled in August 2015 at Madame Tussauds Las Vegas. According to TMZ, her wax figure was moved to Germany because the museum loans statues out frequently to mix up the attractions at its 27 different locations. Some fans, on the other hand, are still not convinced and began critiquing everything from her eye color to her skin color. But back when this was unveiled, Nicki actually praised her wax figure, also considering sources revealed that her team actually worked closely with the museum on the project. At the time, Nicki shared a video of her wax figure to her Instagram and revealed that she actually loved the work and that she couldn't wait to see it in person. So I mean, if Nicki loves it, then so do we. Justin Bieber, on the other hand, looks like he may have been permanently petrified, aka how we feel upon first glance at this piece of work. So first off, this guy has like a wax figure in every country, and one even had to be removed due to fans damaging the sculpture, but this one kind of takes the cake. I can't decide if they attempted to make a sexy smolder, an attempt at holding in a fart, or the product of what could happen with a little too much face work done. Regardless, it's not his best look, but they did manage to perfect the hairdo, so there's that. Then again, I'm not too sure what the wax makers were looking at when they sculpted Lady Gaga, but it sure wasn't Lady Gaga. This wax figure debuted in 2017 at the Museo de Cera de Lima in Peru, and fans were disgusted, appalled, sickened, you get where I'm going. Since you probably can't tell, the wax figure is meant to replicate Gaga's iconic meat dress from 2010 VMAs, but instead debuted a much more muscular figure with a longer face and straw hair. I mean, RIP to someone's entire career, but it only gets worse from here. Whoever did Beyonce like this, who do you think you are? This so-called artwork, which debuted in Madame Tussauds in New York City, faced major backlash for looking nothing like the queen and everything like a white woman pretending to pass as Beyonce. When the museum posted the photo of their pride and joy, nobody gave their approval, and Beyonce's lack of response basically said it all. Naturally, Madame Tussauds got word of the backlash and issued their own response defending the sculpture. TMZ reported that the museum said, "The sculpture has the perfect complexion of Beyonce when the lights are down. Our talented team of sculptors takes every effort to ensure we accurately color match all of our wax figures to the celebrity being depicted. Lighting within the attraction combined with flash photography may distort and misrepresent the color of our wax figures." The whole statement just seems like one giant diss that's basically saying she looks much better with the lights off. So let me just state this now. Whoever attempts to dim Beyonce's light has a solid no from me. I do have to mention, however, that Beyonce's most recent wax figure totally hit the nail on the head. I mean, it took them long enough. 2 different versions of Beyonce during her Coachella homecoming performance debuted at Madame Tussauds London and Las Vegas, and breaking news, they finally got it right, y'all. So we've seen the good, we've witnessed the bad, and now we're about to see the just plain ugly, even though Miley Cyrus is anything but. Back in 2010, this fine artwork was unveiled at the Museo de Cera in Madrid, Spain, and I have a lot of thoughts about this one. For one, I get that Miley did have long brown brown hair back in her Hannah Montana days, but she definitely did not have that face. Legit, there's no soul in those eyes. Miley never commented on the wax figure, but her wax figures to follow probably made up for that, considering she can be seen swinging from her infamous wrecking ball, posing with her tongue out, and sliding down a giant tongue. Selena Gomez is featured in multiple wax museums across the world as well, but there were quite a few sculptures that took a hard L when it came to getting it right. Instead of looking like a teenage Disney Channel star, her wax figure featured in Madame Tussauds Washington, D.C. back in 2010 makes her look like a 48-year-old working mother with 3 children. Seriously, this hairstyle is the epitome of, can I speak to the manager type of hairdo? So let's hold off for another, I don't know, 30 years, shall we? Secondly, the overbearing eye makeup, nose contour, and washed out coloring in her face during the unveiling of her wax figure in Berlin made it look like she was like, I don't know, from 10 years ago attempting to get into a club with a fake ID. Swap this outfit with a real replica of Selena with little makeup, a messy bun, and her athleisure Puma gear, and I might be convinced. And finally, it's safe to say the wax figures of the now ex-Duke and Duchess of Sussex didn't exactly get the royal treatment. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wax figures were debuted in Madame Tussauds London just before the couple's wedding in May of 2018. But after the whole "we're leaving the palace and becoming freelance royals" conundrum that went down last month, the Wax Museum reacted by exiling the sculptures completely. The figures no longer stand next to the rest of the royal family. That includes William and Catherine, and Queen Elizabeth II and her husband Prince Philip. The manager of Madame Tussauds London, Steve Davies, released a statement regarding the decision to cut ties, saying, "Alongside the rest of the world, we are reacting to the surprising news that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will be stepping back as senior royals. As 2 of our most popular and well-loved figures, they will of course remain an important feature at Madame Tussauds London as we watch to see what the next chapter holds for them." Okay, so I get it, but the burning question is, where exactly are they putting these guys now? I mean, I have an empty corner in my bedroom, just throwing that out there, and then I can be like, hey, what's up, Meghan, Harry? Anyway, also shout out to Kris Jenner, who legit has her own wax figure sitting at her home bar. Take a look.
Here, and I still got startled seeing this. So, the wax figure has given my mom her wax figure to have just sitting at her bar.
I mean, it wouldn't be Kris Jenner's house if she didn't have a replica of her sitting at the bar. So I know this was all a lot to take in, but if you have it in you, I'm curious to know which wax figure you think is completely inexcusable as far as celeb lookalikes go. In my opinion, the Gaga sculpture might haunt me until my dying day, but be sure to share all your thoughts right down here in the comment section below. And then when you're done with that, click right over here for another brand new video. And of course, don't forget to subscribe because you never know when the next celeb wax figure will hit us like a ton of bricks. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Emil Ennis Jr. You can find me on Instagram at Emil Ennis Jr. And I'll see you next time.